This is a video about a modded version of Star Wars Battlefront 2 2005, specifically a modded version of the Ps2 version of the game. So running it on a Ps2 emulator, this modded version basically allows Galactic Conquest to be played in LAN mode. So currently I have an emulator running here. This is the modded version on this laptop. So we'll get that started. I also have a unmodded version of the game running on this PC on that television. And on this television I have 3 PS2s on a switch box, all getting ready to join a LAN battle. This last screen is erroneous, but I'll get into that later. So those are all unmodded versions on genuine PlayStation hardware. That is an unmodified version on PC, and this version is modded. I used Claude code to mod this, you know, direct hex editing, some of the .lvl files. So basically I ripped an ISO off of one of those game disks and then used Claude to edit some of the game files and then recompiled it so that we can have a version of Galactic Conquest with LAN. So I have a second controller here. We'll get Galactic Conquest going. So it gets you this screen, which now has an option here, LAN. When you click on that, it basically tells the game to run some other stuff in the background. And we want to go into a versus match. I'll just do Clone Wars fixed for now and let that boot up. Basically what's going to happen is you'll be running a regular split screen Galactic Conquest game, but every time that a battle occurs, instead of it running locally on this machine, it'll spin up a LAN lobby and then other people can join. Up to 24 players I have it situated for. You might be able to go more than that. The issue is that it'll be a non-dedicated server. I'm sure there's ways you can have a PC dedicated version of the server boot up, in which case your ping would be, your latency will be a little better. But bonuses and units work just like they are supposed to, with the caveat. I'll show you. There's some known issues here. We'll just skip this guy's turn, go into here. And when we go to start a battle, I'll hit attack, and it'll take me to this, network thing as if we're starting a LAN game. So I'll choose that adapter. You of course have to go through and set all those network settings. This is one of these known issues where, for some reason, the bonus screen comes up whether or not you have a bonus. Typically, this screen should only be shown when a bonus is available, but it happens either way here, so you're just gonna have to skip through that. It'll freeze for a little bit as the server's being booted up, but now you can see that like these guys are gonna be able to see a server come on. So let that guy refresh. This third one. It's not there yet. Let's see. Oh, here we go. So now that this is started, we can start the game. Choose Republic for player 1, of course, because my idea is that like team captains or whatever would be playing on this system. So of course they're going to be playing against each other, split screen. And look, you can only choose from a single unit on, this is another known issue, A single unit is chosen here because only one unit is purchased. So that's working as it should on this system. But because, and we'll enter into these games here, all of them. That one, and this one here. On this system, the one running split screen, unit purchases work as they should. On these versions of the games, they're running their own instance of the game engine. So let's go ahead and join the Republic for this guy. You can see that all of these are available. They shouldn't be, but this is because in this instance of the game, basically it's an engine side limitation for unit purchases. However, if I try to select like a clone engineer, I'll actually only, well, in first person, but you'll see that I'd never actually got to become an engineer because it's limited by the host's game engine. So that's good. One issue is that, another known issue, is if I go in and become a rocket launcher guy, I become the hero of the battle. So that's gonna have to kind of be, that's a bug. But it's also one that's gonna have to be dealt with kind of with the honor system if you're playing like this. But we can see here the same thing. If I try to be a sniper, again, this is genuine hardware, so you come in as a regular trooper. So basically, you should keep track of what, if you are running a LAN thing, a LAN party, everyone is going to have to keep track of what their team has purchased in terms of units and only select the correct ones. Again, to prevent strange bugs from happening. If you go ahead and purchase units, it works properly, but I'll go ahead and finish this map and I'll tell you about another bug. Another known bug is when this when the game finishes, victory screen will appear, or a loss screen, whatever. The hosts will have a 30-second timer on the stats screen at the end of the match. It's important that everyone aside from the host quits the lobby during that stat screen, and they have to do it within 30 seconds. Because as soon as the host leaves the stat screen, everyone else's game will freeze on the stat screen and they'll have to reboot their system. So if you leave the lobby in that time, you don't have to worry about that. But it's just a known issue. There's no way for... I tried fixing this in the mod. There's no way for the host to boot people from that screen. So it's there might be a way where upon victory or something you could boot everybody, but it was giving me a lot of trouble, and getting the timings down and everything was difficult. So what I can do is, when we're here, is just go into the player list, and you can see we've got reasonable ping, nothing over 100. And then over here, we got these guys that were joined the game. Let's join the Republic. This guy, for fun, we'll have him join CIS. I wonder what the hero is for this guy. I guess, yeah, Darth Maul. Yeah, at any rate, I'm going to let this game finish out. And then show you that points work and everything. Trying to think of anything else. Any other known issues? I mean, I think that's it. I can't... I can kind of help us along by respawning a bunch. But... let's have this guy kill himself. And then here, there we go, defeat. Basically, so when this screen comes up, you have 30 seconds for everybody to go ahead and just quit out of the battle, and that'll prevent them from having the game freeze. I actually haven't seen if it freezes a Ps2, so maybe I'll try that. I'll just let these two stay in here. Okay, yeah. You can see the stats screen has a 30-second timeout, and now this guy is frozen on... yeah. So now this guy's frozen there, and you'll have to reboot that system. But we can go ahead. I have not tried saves or anything. I'm sure saves would work. I'm not sure. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I have no idea if saves would work or not. But we'll go ahead and continue without saving. You can see credits allocated. So one team should have 1,450. The other should have 1,780 after this, because it's the first battle. And that's exactly the case. This guy has that much. He can end his turn. And the other guy is 1,780. We can go ahead and purchase a unit. Actually, we should see how this works. Recruit him. And then this guy. This guy will... oh, I don't want that. Cancel attack. Go the other way. Then we'll have CIS, attack, Camino. And here, again, the bonus screen. If you have bonus purchased rather, so if you have bonus purchased, the purchase cards will come up on the screen, and you can select one, and then the other player can select one if he has one, and then for some reason a second line of his bonus stuff shows up. So basically, when you don't have bonuses purchased, you're never supposed to see this screen. So we're just going to go ahead and skip it, and then it will again freeze at this state. This is when it's spinning up the lobby. We can go ahead and get this guy ready to join. you know, once this is done loading here, we'll be able to join with the other guys. So right now the first system is stuck in limbo. We'll get these guys, so we should be able to join now. Same thing with them, so we'll join here. Without saving, I guess. See, there's already 4 people in that, which makes sense. We can go ahead and start the game. We'll have Republic on player 1 again, and CIS here. And let's see if we can make people rocket launchers. So basically, let's see what happens here. If I want to be a shotgunner, I cannot. I join as that guy, which I should. Let's see if we can change our... If I want to be a sniper, I show up as a hero, which is interesting. And I can no longer change my thing. So we'll go to this guy, joins the Republic, be a rocket launcher. Once I spawn in, we'll see, am I a rocket launcher? I am. And then this guy, we can join him as the Republic 2, just for good measure. There we go. So this guy joined as the correct unit. So overall, I think it's a serviceable version of the mod. Things could definitely be better. I encourage you, if you're interested in doing this, just find an ISO of the game, either get a disk drive and rip one, or, you know, maybe even try getting one offline or something, I don't know, and use some way to edit it. I mean, I've been following the Star Wars Battlefront 2 forums and stuff for a long time, and, you know, everybody talks about how it's impossible to get a, you know, either a multiplayer or a LAN Galactic Conquest, and this is pretty serviceable. I mean, and this took me a few, you know, not too long to do, you know, probably a few days of actual work, and a lot of that was just getting to understand what I was given. You know, a lot of rabbit holes that I didn't need to get down, so yeah, I'll do more testing and see. You know, maybe I end up having to do a dedicated version of this or something to reduce latency, but overall it seems to be, you know, working okay. Let's see if I can get... There's player 1. Which one is he? Or this guy here. Where's... that guy, that player 1. So basically, if I jump, I mean, the latency is pretty low. There's some weird buggy stuff going on, but anyway, let's roll on this video.